moderation if they have an addiction.
When you say addiction, what are you talking about?
We all know drug and alcohol addiction is quite detrimental. So people with alcohol addiction, we know that abstinence is the main thing. But then there's food addiction, sugar addiction, which isn't talked about enough.
I agree.
So processed food and sugar addiction is real, and the processed foods people actually manufacture the processed food to hit you in a bliss point that you can't stop. So if you open a packet of chips, because they've put in all those chemicals and numbers,
and just the feel of it in your mouth,
right,
everything.
yes.
Yeah.
You can't stop at 1 or 2 chips. You're going to eat the whole packet. And then there's these people that if you eat sugar, they just can't stop because the chemicals in the brain have hijacked their part of the brain. And it's out of their control. So maybe those people who knows they've got sugar addiction, they have to work on an addiction model, just like those people with alcohol addiction. They need to work on abstinence. So they can't just have 1 or 2 lollies. They need to not have the lollies. Otherwise, the chemicals in the brain will hijack them again and they'll go into cravings and out of control. But understanding it's not their fault and having self-compassion. And if you relapse, you work on self-compassion, getting back on track. And that's how I work on an addiction model, and not self-blaming. And yes.
I love that. It's a really good topic. And like you said, it's not spoken about enough.
No.
And I've said this on my podcast, like you just cannot compete with places like McDonald's that spend billions of dollars on trying to get you to eat their food.
Yeah.
It's hard to compete against that.
Yeah.
So you do have to obsess about the food you eat. Otherwise, you're just going to fall into the obsession of, these billion-dollar companies.
Yeah.